First
things first.
let me flip this around so I don't have like his private phone number just let me it's fine. Let me just erase this. There we go. Can I see your pouch? Your pack?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it recording.
You push the button.
Awesome. What's up, Andrea?
Not much. I'm fine. I've been staying at your house.
So here's what I just did to set my videos up. I spent a good 10, maybe 15 minutes getting the lighting, setting the camera up, getting the framing, miking us properly. What's your process like?
I go into my dining room,
Yeah?
to my dining table, and I take a styrofoam cooler. You can probably get it for like $2 at Walmart. And flip that upside down because it's about the right height. I get one of those glass, it's like those glass things with a candle in it.
Yeah?
Because it's heavy. And I set it on top of the cooler. I prop my phone up against it. Make sure the light's turned on.
It's good to make sure the light is on.
And then I sit down and I tell a story or something.
You just hold the phone up and you just hit record and you go. And then when you're done, you just hit stop.
Yeah. Although there's this great new feature on these phones now where you can, when you're recording, you can be recording and then you press pause.
Pause.
And move around and do stuff and then press play.
So you can just
you just resume.
That's amazing.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome. It is so hot in here.
I think he's nervous.
I'm not nervous. It's the AC's not on. So what did you, how many subscribers did you look up your number and I'll look up my number.
And we'll compare.
And we'll compare notes.
I have 8,646.
I have 823,520.
So we're practically the same.
This video should be 800K versus 8K.
Yeah.
How we view YouTube. This chair, I feel like your approach to YouTube is completely different from my approach to YouTube.
Yes.
And I am so jealous of your approach versus my approach because you just do whatever you want to do and you don't care. If people watch, that's fine. If they don't watch, that's fine. There's something freeing about that. Me, I just finished this, I recorded 10 episodes of this series, spent a lot of time on it. It's killing my channel. I've just had the biggest 4-day stretch of subscriber losses I've had, ever. So yes, I'm thinking about rethinking how I view things. I didn't even know you were on YouTube.
Yeah, I discovered that you knew I was on YouTube when Rachel messaged me and she said, Austin says you should probably monetize this. What are you doing?
I was just on YouTube just browsing around. You go down the rabbit hole and I'm totally switching chairs. I can't do this. I can't work under these conditions.
Can't handle it.
There we go. I was just browsing around YouTube, as you do, and there was a recommended video that popped up that said braiding my hair, something like that.
I had one that was braiding and braiding. I think
brushing
that was the
my
one
long
that blew
hair.
up.
Yeah, so I pressed it and I watched it for 15 seconds. I was like, it's just some girl combing her hair. It's amazing what can be popular on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was like, her hair looks a lot like Andrea's. She looks a lot like Andrea. That is Andrea. I was so confused. I was like, wait a minute, that's Andrea. She has a YouTube channel? And then I scrolled and I saw the views.
Yeah.
And it was bigger than my biggest, but 1 million views. And I went, oh, I was like, that's my thing. My sister-in-law has a bigger video than I have. And at that point, your secret was revealed.
Well, my secret has been re-revealed several times. And it's this reaction, almost oh, I've got to go underground again. No one can know. I can't make a video for at least 2 to 3 months, which is my normal cycle anyway. It'll be this thing where Rachel will see one that she finds amusing. She'll post it on Facebook. At which point, all of the middle-aged ladies that I've ever met in my entire life will see this video and they'll be like, hey, we saw this thing that you made. And I'll get all kinds of in-person feedback from every person I know about this thing that I made, which is not why I'm on YouTube.
Yeah, you got on YouTube, I suspect, too. I'm not even in the, here.
Are you in the shot?
Yeah, I'm in the shot.
Scoop?
I'm a professional.
Oh, yes.
You got on YouTube just as a thing to do, I suspect, and to not, you didn't want anybody from your immediate, real life to, it wasn't for them. It was just for you, and if people hopped on,
it was
then that was cool. But I feel like you had this alter ego that that nobody had any idea about.
I know.
And eventually, we discovered your secret identity.
Because it's a side hobby. It's a thing that I do, that I've done since late high school.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I did it in late high school, it was like I was watching some people who vlogged and did like musical stuff, and I was like, I think that could be a good outlet for me to do something different than what I normally do.
Yeah.
And if people watch it, whatever, but it's a different creative process for me to do something that's so different from what I always have done.
When I saw that video, I started, I checked out your account. I was like, she's been doing this for a long time. Like,
Yeah.
I was looking at my wife and I was like, did you know? She's like, no. Did you know that video is at like 2.5 million views or something like that?
Shortly after I put it up, it got about 1 million views.
Yeah.
And I went, huh.
And then you just never
And
did it
then
again.
I didn't look at my channel for a while, or I'd keep posting, but I wasn't looking back down at
Right.
the catalog. I was just kind of ignoring previous stuff. And like my inbox was getting flooded with all kinds of junk that I wasn't looking at.
I love how you just had this blowing up video and you were completely unconcerned. You're like, oh, so much spam in my inbox, whatever.
I don't remember. I think eventually I ended up just turning off the comments for that because there are many creeps in the world.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be a hangout place for creeps.
Yeah, see, you have the downside of being a woman.
I'm a
And I
woman with a fetishized characteristic.
Right. The long hair thing, people can get very creepy.
Yes.
I get
yes.
none of that on mine. Nobody cares.
Yeah. It was good that I've already had like the experience of life going to public school, ignoring creeps. Like I've been ignoring creeps my whole life. So
Yeah.
whenever I got onto YouTube and everybody was like, oh, people in the comments are horrible and they say creepy stuff and they're just, jerks and they're critical of you, I'm like, high school, it didn't faze me.
Well, as a former creep who
I don't know
grew
if
up.
you're ever that bad, Austin. I'm not saying you didn't have your low points, but
Right.
Some
My
stuff
lowest
people
point
message
is not
me
as low as some of the comments I've seen on that video.
yes.
Your videos, you just turn the camera on, you just talk about your day, and then you're like, maybe I'll see you again, maybe I won't,
Maybe I won't.
you turn it off. Getting 8,000 subscribers is no small feat.
Apparently.
That's a big thing.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah, like I've got people, like even if I give them a shout out, they'll only have like 4,000 or 5,000. The fact that you were able to put like 8,000 together just from scratch, and it's just you just kind of vlogging about your day and saying, doing whatever you
And of
want to
course,
do.
not all of those people actually watch the videos.
Yeah.
It's like the ones that I put out that are me talking about my day, those get,
Nothing.
around 1,000.
Around 1,000?
Around 1,000. If I'm talking about something more like niche and specific, it's closer to 800.
Yeah.
Most people are not interested in my craft stuff that I show off. If I've done a craft thing, I'm like,
Right.
oh, I did this project. They're like, yeah, we don't care. We'd rather hear you talk about your day.
But if you just did a comb your hair video,
Oh, man.
you'd just be rolling in the
Oh,
dough.
man. Anytime I do anything hair related, which now the ones I do are usually like showing somebody how I do a particular hairstyle.
Yeah.
Or recommending something for hair, that will get more views. Like mine is extremely long hair. Some people watch that just because they're curious about extremely long hair, and some people are kind of like me looking for options
Right.
of stuff they can do. Or like, I don't know how to handle my hair. I can look up like, tutorials about how to handle your hair.
It's interesting for me to like hear you talk about your channel and sort of the difference of attitude that I have because, like, again, when I saw the 2.5 million views, my first thought was I turned to Rachel and I was like, she knows she can monetize that, right? She can turn on ads.
I hate watching the ads in front of a video. I wasn't gonna do that.
I respect that. I don't agree, but I do respect it.
At this point in my life, I would probably view it differently if the same thing occurred.
Right.
But
Like if you
in
got
high
another 2
school,
million right
out
away.
of high school, I wasn't concerned about money. I wasn't concerned about, earning all the pennies. Like, it didn't even faze me or bother me.
Yeah. If this goes on my channel, there's going to be 2 sets of ads. If it goes on your channel, there's nothing. This also goes to show because when I said you have some video, you do some vlogging, and you were like, yeah, I do some vlogging, but the views on that, and I said nothing. And you were like, no, there's like 1,000 or so views, but to me, it's like that's nothing.
Well, when you have 8,000 subscribers.
Right, that's an eighth of your, that's not how math works. Is that a hair? Have I had a hair in front of my face this entire time? Is it attached? What's going on?
You have one like hanging out of your head.
This thing?
Yeah.
Why is
It's attached.
Okay.
That's
What are
a
we talking about?
decent percentage of my subscribers.
Right.
Like how many views do you get on a video versus how many people are
If
subscribed to you?
if I uploaded something and it only got 1,000 views, I would assume that there was something like technically wrong with the video and it needs to be re-uploaded.
Yeah.
But even like a flop of mine gets 30,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And how does that compare to like your number of subscribers?
30,000 converted to my number of subscribers, it's not even, it's way less than your percentage.
My percentages are doing good.
So
People watch my stuff and subscribe to me.
See, somewhere that's true. Somewhere along the way, I feel like if a YouTuber continues to grow their audience, they get to a point where they lose perspective. And I don't want to get to that point. And I think I might be getting to that point. I don't know. And I'm trying to put the brakes on it.
If you're kind of like freaking out about losing 300 subscribers, like the percentage of that to your total subscribers is nil.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. So like maybe those are
guess
people
you're
who are
right.
going to go anyway.
I probably
I
like
see
block.
it. I see it. It's there.
Was it a mustache hair?
No, I think it's a head hair.
It's a head hair.
It's a little one.
Okay.
It's on your face.
Thank you.
We're on video. We gotta watch out for each other.
So you're like YouTube's that's a hobby thing for you.
It's like a super
doesn't
low
stress
side
you
hobby.
out.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Every once in a while, I'm like, I want to be creative in a way that only is going to take me about half an hour, and then I'm going to plug in my phone in the other room so it can upload the video. And I've made a thing. It's done.
Yeah.
Like most of my sewing projects or craft projects, they days, hours upon hours of prep and like design and deciding how I'm going to do this, and then all this problem solving and like construction stuff. But then when I'm making a video, it's like, I'm going to sit down and tell people about this thing I've been thinking about that I want to communicate to people, but I know my husband's not interested.
Yeah.
I might as well tell the random audience and have a few people who are like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like somebody to chat with.
Yeah.
I am looking for advice. How would you go about convincing me not to get as stressed as I get over, because I'm here in a studio that I have built specifically for this purpose. So I'm trying to get an outside perspective. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I've just been going a little stir crazy lately.
I'd say before you start kind of freaking out about subscriber losses or whatever, run the percentages through.
Right.
Actually figure out what percentage of your audience that is and say, okay, was that my target audience anyway? Or were those people that aren't interested in seeing me talk? And if not, why are they even watching me?
That's true.
So it's like, I have people come and go constantly. And
Right.
since I have so few subscribers in comparison, like if I ever look, I see that number just kind of be like, And so it's just, I don't even care. Because it just stays around the same. People come back for other videos that they like. People leave whenever they're like, it's not really my thing anymore.
Like I had this promise at the end of last year, I'm not gonna get lost in the metrics. And I'm not gonna get like distracted and have that stress me out. And then like March hit and I was like, I'm really stressed about metrics. I've thought about just like forcing myself to not look at analytics or anything for 3 months. Just like I'm not even allowed, I'll block it on my phone. Mm-hmm. I'll use like parental controls on myself to keep me from looking at the...
It might actually be a really good experiment for you, because that's something that you could make whatever variety of videos you're gonna make anyway, and then you could go look back and see who came for what and who left for what.
Normally, see, I give advice to smaller YouTubers on how to grow their channel. What advice can you give me as somebody who might be losing the thread a little bit?
Let's see, I gotta think about that for a second. Because doing something as a hobby and then doing it as your job is very different.
Right.
And I already kind of know that because I turned sewing from my hobby into my job. And I still enjoy the process, so it's enjoyable, but it's different. Don't care so much about what other people say.
That's what I tell everybody. But like,
But you care.
But I
care so much, and I have
do
never
as I
cared.
say, not as I do.
I think that's the thing. It's like I have been able to practice that doctrine my whole life. It's like I didn't care about angry, horrible, creepy comments. I didn't care about subscriber numbers.
If you can deal with the creepy, horrible comments, I can deal with a couple of people not liking one of the videos I make.
Yes. I believe in you.
I believe in you. It's gonna die in like 1 minute. Oh no! What do we do? Should we film the clothes like you film yours? We should probably be recording. Dude. We should probably be recording this. The camera is, this little
here.
slot? It's right there.
Okay, it's
That's
right
where
above
the
that.
camera is.
Okay.
We're doing this now in her style. What do we do? How does this work? How do we sign off? What do we say?
It's been great talking to you guys.
It's been great talking to you, Andrea.
It's been great talking to you too. It's been enlightening. I'm sure
I guess. I don't know. Okay.
And we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
No, we don't do that.
You don't do that here?
No.
Okay.
We don't do that.